Being honest, it feels like I'm just stuck in a nightmare. We're going round and round in circles trying to piece together what could have possibly happened. And we've just got to keep such an open mind with everything because we just have no idea where she is. It's like she's just vanished into thin air. There's no evidence to point us in any direction.
All we're doing is sitting there going round and round and round, going through every scenario, and then go back to the first scenario again and do the whole thing again, and it's just all day long. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, it just can't make sense that this is actually happening and here we are.
Hello Grizzlies, and welcome back to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and today we continue to look at the mysterious disappearance of Nicola Bulley. Thank you so much for being here. If you wouldn't mind, please like the video and share it with hashtag Nicola Bulley so that others can find it, especially if they didn't get the notification. We have some stuff to go over today, which you can see, I'm sure, on the thumbnail as well. I'll give you a quick recap here for anyone who's new. Nicola Jane Bulley, a 45-year-old mother of two little girls aged 6 and 9, has been missing since January 27th, 2023, since around 9:20 a.m. She has lived in the Lancashire area for 25 years and is originally from Chelmsford, Essex. She's a mortgage advisor. She was walking along the River Wyre area in St. Michael's-on-Wyre in Lancashire. She's white, 5'3", speaks with an Essex accent, and she was last seen wearing an ankle-length quilted black gilet jacket, a black Engelbert Strauss waist-length coat, and tight-fitting black jeans, long green walking socks, ankle-length green wellies or Wellington boots, a necklace, and a pale blue Fitbit. Now, the police have said in the press conference they have analyzed everything to do with the phone and the Fitbit. The thing is that the search by SGI, the specialist search team, is ending today. They're wrapping up. So that means, as Peter Folding said, if they don't find her there, they don't believe that she's in the water, which is very concerning. Makes me really anxious of like, then, okay, because the police are still saying they believe she fell in the water. So if we look at this quickly, they say, diver dramatically ends river search for missing mum after days of looking. The search for missing Nicola Bulley has been abruptly suspended by the professional diver in charge of the operation after he said that the mother of two was not in the water and dubbed the case baffling. And it is absolutely baffling, right? Specialist Group International leader Peter Folding declared that he had been determined to find Nicola, but that he and her partner, Paul Ansell, who was there at the scene today, you guys, I'll show you a video from that as well. Thank you to all the new members as well. So Paul Ansell were relieved that he hadn't, and as are we. I think what's really making me nervous and concerning me is that the police have continued to say she fell in the water. And I don't know what they're going to do now. I mean, are you still going to search the water? I know they said they're moving the search closer to the sea, but Peter Folding, who's a specialist in recovering bodies from water, has said she wouldn't have gone out that far. So I wonder what is going to happen here now. So yes, Peter and Paul were relieved that he hadn't. Paul was sighted on Wednesday morning in the vicinity of the Lancashire village of St. Michael's-on-Wyre, and oh my word, I felt so sorry for him because the media, they're there with all, it's like it's almost like paparazzi, at this point. He's just he's angry, he's tired, he's trying to have a conversation with Peter, with the police, and the media is just like click, 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 and interview time. Shame. It's horrible to go through. Okay. So thank you so much, Lizzie Bones. Rob says, this is for all of the deep diving that you do. You give amazing presentations with great content. You have the best true crime channel out there. I wish you continued success with the channel. Thank you so much, Rob. I really appreciate it. Okay, so we will go into this timeline and about Willow being tied up. Believe me, we will. It's been a few days of me brainstorming with friends of the family who are in direct contact with the family. And I see today there has been some information released on that, so we could talk about it a little bit. I can't share everything. A lot of things are off the record, but some things just like so mind-boggling. Okay, so Mr. Faulding said that he was baffled after failing to find the mortgage advisor who vanished on January 27th after dropping her two daughters aged 6 and 9 at school and then taking her Springer Spaniel Willow for a walk along the river. Miss Bulley's phone was left on the bench near the river, still connected to a work hall with a dog lead and harness close by. Mr. Faulding and his team from Rescue Operation Specialist Group International have been searching the area around the bench, the entry point where it's believed by police that Miss Bulley fell in the water. But on the third day of his search, Mr. Faulding said efforts had proved negative. Wow. He said, well, Paul's extremely obviously upset. He wanted to go and see where the original entry point was again, and the water's a bit lower than it was originally when Nicola went missing. And he's clear that, well, all the family are clearly distraught, like anyone will be. And it's not a nice place to be. And I'm just trying to explain what work we're doing and give him some confidence that Nicola is not in that river over there. Normally we find them. This is an unusual situation. And hopefully Nicola will appear somewhere or pop up somewhere. I don't know. But with that, I'm totally baffled by this one, to be honest. Normally, a drowning victim goes to the bottom. There was a bit of flow of the river that day, but normally we recover them within a few meters. Wow. Okay. Please focus only on this case right now, you guys. I'm not looking at other cases right now. I'm a hyper-focused kind of person, so please don't distract me in the chat either. Missing Nicola Bulley's last known locations. They've got a little map here, which we can look at quickly. Then we'll look at our own one as well. And they say January 27th, Nicola Bulley drops her two daughters off at school. She then leaves her vehicle in the car park. And then, see, this is not very detailed. We'll go over our one. He said that after checking one tiny portion of the river later on Wednesday, his team's role in the search would be ended. Divers from the Coast Guard and Lancashire Police search teams are now concentrating on the roughly 10-mile stretch of river downstream of the bench, where the River Wyre flows into the sea at Morecambe Bay. Lancashire Police Superintendent Sally Riley referred to the search as unprecedented, noting that 40 detectives pursued 500 different lines of inquiry while receiving tens of thousands of tips from the general public. I just wonder, why did it take so long? Almost 2 weeks to set up an email address. You know what I mean? They only set that up yesterday, you guys, in that press conference. Not for sure the Tokyo Grizzly Cub. They say there's no evidence of foul play, but there's no evidence she went into the water in the first place. Exactly. Thank you. Unless they said the public and SGI are not privy to certain information. And so I wonder what that information would be. And I still wonder why they came forward to say, well, we believe she fell in the water, because saying nothing may have been better then, if there's many working theories. Additionally, police were looking for dash cam footage from 700 vehicles that passed through the village on the morning that Miss Bulley vanished. Now that I know will take some time. That is going to take some time. So let's quickly look over here. We'll look at that for the timeline in a moment. I don't know if you guys have heard Paul's voice note that he sent in to Sky News. Let's have a listen here quickly.
It's been 10 days now since Nicola went missing. I have two little girls who miss their mummy desperately, and we need her back. It's been such a tough time for the girls especially, but also for me, all of Nikki's family and friends, as well as the wider community. I want to thank them for their love and support. We're also really grateful to Peter and his team from SGI for coming up and helping support the work of Lancashire Police as they continue their investigation. Their support is amazing. If anyone has any information which could help find Nikki, I urge them please to get in touch with the police, help us provide the answers that we all so badly need. We have to find her safe and well. I can't put those girls to bed again tonight with no answers. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh man, that is just terrible. No answers. Imagine that. And of course, there's family liaisons in the UK, and they are in touch with the family every single day. But Paul is, according to his friend, getting more and more frustrated now. Just like, oh my word, it's driving him bonkers. Like every day they come and just of course, said the same thing of like, we searched the river, there's nothing there. And that must be so frustrating. I can't imagine what the family's going through. I can't imagine what her little girls are going through right now. So please keep them in mind. Please keep it kind and everything. Thank you so much. Okay, so now I wanted to show you this, which is Paul went out there today to the site to speak with Peter from SGI. At lunchtime, Peter had announced that the search would be complete today. Their work is done. And I do know that they also got, SGI got some heat online, which wasn't nice. And I'm going to show you that clip as well, where Peter actually responded to that.
Was what I call the hotspot where Nick.
Let me go back to here. Sorry about that. Let's go here. I just want to pause. This is Paul, Nicola's long-term partner. They've been together for 12 years. They've got 2 kids together. I did ask their friend why, like, just out of interest, not that it's any of our business, you guys, but I know a lot of people are like, why aren't they married? Is that a red flag? It's not a red flag. They're chill. They're laid back. They're not married. They've been together for 12 years. They've got the 2 kids together. They just chose not to get married. That's it. And so this is Emma, Nicola's friend, who's been out there searching and helping, and unfortunately she didn't know how YouTube can go and online trolls, and it went really hectic yesterday because she set up a GoFundMe to try to help out the family, to try to help in searches, to try to organize other searches, and damn, just based on getting help to set it up, the person who helped her set it up set it at £100,000 or something, and then they dropped it down to 50k and then 5k, and then afterwards people were just like, oh my word, red flag, this is so hectic. And she called Paul the husband when he's not even the husband, he's the long-term partner, and then everybody's now gunning for Emma, which I think is really unfair. Just leave Emma alone, oh my word. Okay, so we got to be kind to family and friends as we look at this information, and I'm going to show you some timeline stuff today that just makes no sense. Those, to me, I'm going to show some red flags today. Okay, those are red flags. This GoFundMe stuff and them not being married is not a red flag. Okay, let's continue. Nice.
So we've ruled out the main area. That was what I call the hotspot where Nicola was his phone was last seen, and obviously adjacent to the field where she was. And then we've gone right up the river just in case this event, for some other reason, another line of inquiry takes place. And we've cleared that whole stretch of river extremely thoroughly with police divers. And we have done what we come to do to actually clear that for the family and the police. That's done. The lower section of the river going down to the sea, the police are working on that today. They've got the police underwater search team. They've got search officers. There's Coast Guard working down there as it goes out into the estuary. So that is the focus of the police operation. The police are continuing their investigation down the river, which leads eventually out to the estuary. And that's obviously still open to inquiry, or they're still gathering their other information, what I can't discuss, and I don't know. So that at the moment the focus is still on the tidal river, but the tidal river, because it's very shallow in places and it obviously rises and drops to shallow water, deep water, there's still no sign of Nicola. And we've run the side scan sonar from here down to the next bridge, which is about 3 or 4 miles. And again, there is no sign of Nicola in that particular area. We've cleared completely the area where the bench is, about a mile up from the bench, but around where the phone was initially found. So we've done very thorough searches all the way down to the weir. The police divers have dived it 3 times extremely thoroughly, and they are highly competent, and we are, and that area is completely negative. There is no sign of Nicola in that particular area. I mean, I've said this, and I've said it many times. Normally, a drowning victim goes to the bottom. There was a bit of flow on the river that day. I wasn't here on the day when it happened, but normally we recover them in a few meters. My only...
I'm just going to pause for a second, Bushwhacker says, hey, GNG crew, has anyone thought of a boat in the area at the time? They have complete CCTV covering all exits of each town in the UK, but not boats. Thank you so much for that. Yes, I mean, I've also been wondering about a boat. This could be a pure online made up bit of who knows what, but there is something out there where they were talking about someone seeing two fishermen out there that day and seeing a boat. So that's interesting in itself. I'm not going to show that because I'm not sure if it's true, but it is something to consider, at least because it is the perfect fishing spot. I don't know what the logistics of that would be. Getting Nicola into the boat. And is that an abduction or what? Well, you know what I mean? Like, what is the logistics of that? But it is something to consider as well, I guess, to keep an open mind.
Point is there that the police divers did thoroughly search that stretch of water, highly competent search in that part of the river. And then obviously you've got the weir in the way. So if Nicola has managed to get in, and we some of us, we're not always right. We do our best. But if Nicola has managed to get over the weir and she's gone down that way, then that I would have thought that she would have surfaced by now and been found by dog walkers. That's my honest opinion, because most bodies are found by members of the public. Where we have suicides, they just come up in the river and the public have an unfortunate find. And that's what I'm surprised about, that Nicola hasn't been found so far. I said that if Nicola's here, I'll find her. If Nicola was in that river, I would have found her. I can guarantee you that. She wouldn't have. We would have found her, and she's not there in that section of the river up there. If she is down that section, the lower section, right the way down where we haven't searched, that's not my responsibility. That's the police's responsibility to do that area. Normally we find them, but this is an unusual situation, and hopefully Nicola will appear somewhere or pop up somewhere. I don't know, but with that, I'm totally baffled by this one, to be honest.
Oh man. Okay, so I know you guys are probably waiting for this timeline. So we'll look at that. We've still got some clips and things to look at afterwards, but let's first go here. Just hold on 1 second. Okay, so the police have said to look out for these items, which in itself is interesting to me. Would it just be, if Nicola fell in the water, would one be looking for these items at a later stage or what, or now? You know what I mean? Like, anyway, they are asking for the public to look out for these items everywhere, riverbanks, in the water, anywhere. So that is interesting to consider as well. So do look out for that if you are in the area and beyond. This would be, of course, the bench where Nicola's phone was placed, according to telephony, at 9:20 a.m. Okay, so, and found, Willow was found and the phone was found at 9:33. So we will look at that. I'm just showing you some pictures quickly here. The main kissing gate, as it's called there, we'll look at the map again. I'm hoping you recognize this if you've seen any of my other coverage. That rectangle, the yellow rectangle is where the bench is. And there's a stile. You see that stile? So Willow was found in the area and then tied to the bench. Okay, so we're gonna go there. Let's just see this. Yeah, the alchemist, we're gonna clear that all up. We're gonna clear that all up. So Willow was found running between the bench and that stile, rather than between the bench and the main kissing gate. Just to clarify, we did that as well yesterday. That is a picture of Willow that Nicola had taken. It's from her Facebook account. So Willow, of course, very, very familiar with the area, very obedient dog as well. There have been reports that a dog walker in the area has said, if your dog is off the lead, if I find you again with your dog off the lead, I'll shoot your dog. There's somebody threatening that kind of stuff out there in this area, okay? I'm not going to be too specific. I'm just saying that. That's interesting to note as well. It could just be a grumpy person, but still, just make little notes, okay? Bushwhacker says there are river cruisers and canal boats which are enclosed. I don't know the area. It may be too narrow for boats just niggling me, to be honest. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much. I don't know if in that area right there, I'm not sure if those types of boats, because that sounds like the Dutch type ones that have been on here. I don't know. I don't know what type of boats. I think it's more like a nice swimming area and a fishing area. So I'm not sure the size of the boats that can be there, but still. Yes, they're wrapping up their search of the river, you guys. SGI. Yeah, Johnny T is asking, hello, Gizla Johnny again. What's a style? Sorry. The names are just unfamiliar to me, and maybe some others. I think it's like a wooden gate. It's also actually, the style is unfamiliar to me too, actually. But I think it's like it's a wooden, I've seen the pictures of it. It's a wooden type of gate. Yes? Okay. So just hold on 1 second. I just want to just quickly check something. Okay. No, we're good. So look at the timeline, okay? Now we're going to go into detail here. Details. At 8:43 a.m., Nicola walked along the path by the River Wyre after dropping her children off at school. She left her car at school. I see there's mixed reports of them saying now the keys were left in the car and why did they check the car? But apparently, according to the friends that I'm talking to who are in direct contact with the family at all times, Nicola would have had her keys on her. She wouldn't have left the keys in the car and the keys were not in the car. Something like that. So I'm not sure where the car is now. I know people are very curious, want to know all these things. Not too sure if there could be a spare key and they could have taken the car home. I'm not 100% sure on that, but the car was parked at the school. And then she walked as per normal. If you look at her Strava, thank you so much, Alison. If you look at her Strava history, which is all floating around Twitter and all of that, she always walked the same path there. Sometimes switching it up just slightly there on the lower field and the upper field. But she dropped the kids off at school. The routine was then walk. And I looked how far it is. And it's 3 minutes from the school to walk up to that, across that bridge and go on the tow line is about 3 minutes. Okay. So at 8:47 a.m., I might actually have to show you a map. So just hold on there 1 second, please. I'll rather bring this up here like this. Let's do this, okay. Put it over there and show you the map. Okay. All right, just wait. I'm just getting to the timeline so I can read it to you while showing you this. Okay. All right. So she drops her kids off at school. All right. And then walks here, walking along. It takes about 3 minutes to walk all the way here across the bridge. There's been many videos made of the exact walk. People being out there. Willie's on the ground, as I say. So check it out as well. See, the mirrors also shared a long one today. And then walking on this tow line. Okay. So that she was seen at 8:43 walking along the river path by the River Wyre after dropping her children off at school. So she's walking, okay, going like this through the kissing gate. Now we're going to get to those details. I promise you, of the tying up and all that stuff that I said. So she gets here. Normally she would take Willow's harness off when she gets here, but not leave it there. She would take Willow's harness off and carry it with her. She would have a meeting every Friday, put the phone on loudspeaker, camera off, her microphone muted. Okay. So possibly then in her pocket or just in her hand or whatever. And she would generally either cut across like this, or a lot of her routes actually go like this. Up here, we've seen it now in Strava history. Okay, walking up like this. Right. So at 8:47 a.m., somebody who knows Nicola, I don't know who that is, but somebody who knows Nicola saw her on the lower field. This field here is known by locals as the lower field. There's a hedge here in the middle to separate the lower field and the upper field, as it's referred to. So someone's saying someone knew her whole routine. Cat, yeah, it seems so. So the thing is, she gets in here. She joins the meeting at 9:01. Remember, at 8, she actually got here On the lower field at 8:47, someone's already seeing her walking here with Willow, out of her harness, roaming freely. At 8:53, so she's walking, she sends an email to her boss from her phone. Police said from the phone. At 8:57, she texted someone. So let's say she's walking along here. At 8:57, she's texting someone whose mortgage she had recently signed off on to arrange a play date for the kids. So I'm not sure. I mean, this doesn't take all that long, but she's walking along here. Very nice walk, yes. And so at 9:01, she logs into a Teams call. You can actually, if you go here, even if you cut across, you can go around this hedge, because a lot of people have been saying, you can't go across that hedge. Well, like, why would she do that? But she never, from her Strava history, which I'm sure that she didn't share every single day, but from what I could see, she never walked like in here and went this way. From what I could see, more like going in and generally going up this way, or cutting across this way. But either way, if she's walking up this field and that's her routine with Willow and they're going, then you can cross right here. You can even see how the sand is here. You could just slip through here and there you go. Now, sometimes she would walk this way and then go like this and loop around. Okay. And generally not walk across here. She would actually cut across and go back this way, down and out. So not usually so much walking on here, even though we saw a picture of Willow here. It doesn't seem to be a usual route. Anyway, the point is, walking around here is her routine, the lower field and the upper field and all of that. So at 8:47, someone sees her. At 8:57, she texts someone whose mortgage she had recently signed off on to arrange a play date for the kids. At 9:01, she logs into a Teams call, normal. At 9:10, now that's the thing, 9:10. At 9:10, she's seen on the upper field, and Willow was off the lead, no harness, normal for Nicola. Now, who saw her? Apparently an elderly man, who's a regular dog walker too. Some have speculated may, I don't know, live in this area, this Rowan water area. I don't know anything about him, but he hasn't spoken for himself. His wife spoke to the media, and what was passed on was, yes, he saw about 3 people in the field that day. And for some of you might be like, why are you going over this again? Because it's very important. That man's account of who was in the field and what he saw is critical. If you saw 3 people in the field, were they male? Were they female? I mean, were they teenagers? Was it older males, younger males, woman, a granny? Who was it? Who are the 3 people in the field? I would assume, including Nicola. And he said there was nothing abnormal except the friend that I'm talking to, who wants to remain anonymous, so please respect that. Of course, you know how it goes on YouTube, you guys. You don't be like, okay, hello, I'm coming forward. Let's do an interview. I'm the friend. No, you don't want that. Believe me. So what they've said is that the reason that man noticed Nicola here, around here, is because Willow was barking. Now, we don't know what she was barking at. You know, was it a squirrel? I think there's also like foxes in the area, but apparently those are just active at night or whatever, you know. But either way, sorry also if I'm missing messages and things. Thank you so much. Oh, you guys don't know what Strava is? Sorry about that. Maybe I should tell you what Strava is. So Strava is like a fitness app where you can log all your exercise. So it's like a step counter, or it looks at your cycling, your fitness, your swimming, whatever, and it logs it and maps it out and saves it to show what you did. And you upload it as you do it. It all happens automatically from, especially that Fitbit being logged into Strava, which is usually an app on the phone, connected all like that. You can see the exercise you've done for the week or the day or whatever. Okay, so the thing is that, again, law enforcement's map says that Nicola was spotted around here, and the friends and family are saying it was closer like to here. And this is also an area where Willow, when they took Willow there the next day, reacted a little bit. She didn't react at the bench. She was fine as per normal, doing a thing. But when they got to this area, they noticed that Willow was a little more alert, sniffed around a little bit, reacted a bit, was looking in the distance, looking for something, and then went back to normal. So again, it could be nothing. It could be looking out for squirrels. I don't know. But it's interesting to consider either way. Now, here's the thing. So if Nicola was seen here at 9:10 by an elderly man, and his wife says, "Oh yeah, my hubby says that there were about 3 people in the field that day. Nothing was abnormal." And the family adds some information to say, "Well, Willow was barking, and Willow isn't actually a barker." So, what was she barking at? No one knows. But we got to consider these things. Then law enforcement says, okay, the police say the phone was placed on the bench, as in they know from telephony the phone was placed on the bench at 9:20. Okay, so, and they are focusing on 9:10 to 9:20. And if we look at the very first press conference, I've looked at all three again today, looking at every single word that the police have said. They did say, they keep saying they're looking for dash cam footage, and initially they said around 9:15. So if you're looking for dash cam footage from 9:15, why are you looking for that if you think that Nicola put her phone there and she fell in the water? And if you think that she put her phone there and then fell in the water because something happened with the dog, then why aren't you asking people from 9:20 to 9:33 if they saw anything or heard anything? Why 9:10 to 9:20? That's their critical time frame. That's the timeline they're really interested in. So what happened was, this is now again from friends of the family, a very close friend of Paul, who's in communication with him daily. And I'm so grateful for the information they're able to share with me so that we can brainstorm together and try to figure out what in the hell is happening here and are there any red flags to consider. Now, if the phone is placed there at 9:20, what happened next? What is the next thing? Well, the next thing is that at 9:33 a.m., that's very specific, a witness found Willow running between the gate and the bench. That's what they say, but they don't specify which gate. But now the family has said not the kissing gate, the style, the other gate, which we looked at on that picture earlier. Wait, we're looking for it. There. Are you guys following me? Style, bench. Okay. So here's the story. This person, and I'm not going to name this person, but I'm going to tell you some stuff about the person. This person is a regular dog walker, okay? Walks her dog. A lady, yes. Walks her dog. But hates everybody else's dogs. And is pedantic about people having their dogs on a leash, even in a dog park. But this person finds she's going for her walk, okay? And then enters from the allotment lane area. It's like that. So let's say that, okay? From around here, that is the most plausible way to come from. Okay, goes here and gets to the bench, okay, and sees there's a phone and there's a dog running around, not on their leash, and the harness is on the ground, but a few feet away from the bench. Now, that the friend says that it could be easy to maybe miss the harness, but what this person does next is odd to me. They decide, there's a phone, there's a dog. So they tie the dog up with a rope, you guys. A rope. Don't ask me why they're carrying a rope around. Don't ask me. I don't know why and what's going on there. Dino Day says police are 12 days behind. So sad. Rob says a narcissist dog walker with a narcissist dog. Oh, man. Also, wait. Let me see who's saying what. This reminds me. Happy birthday to one of our fantastic Grizzly mods. It's also on my community tab. Happy birthday for yesterday to Stefan Greeby. I hope you had a wonderful day and thank you for everything you do. Okay, are you guys ready? So this person, she's grumpy. She's very grumpy. Okay, she's known as grumpy. She's walking a dog, okay? She's going out there. She finds the phone and the dog. She decides, this bloody dog is not on its leash, and then ties the dog, I guess, to the bench with a rope. And then decides, nope, I've got an appointment now, and marches off to whatever appointment that is. It's still not clear what appointment that is, okay? Marches off to the appointment. At some point during the marching off and, I don't know, going, calls their daughter-in-law. The daughter-in-law, it is said, says either by description or by curiosity and going down there to the bench and actually seeing the phone. I think the latter is the most accurate from everything I've heard. So the daughter-in-law, she tells the daughter-in-law, hey, there's a dog out there. I've tied the dog up with rope and there's a phone there, and like basically go check it out. So the daughter-in-law goes there. She sees the phone and the dog, and then grabs the phone and sees the screensaver and recognizes who that is. Does this person call the police? No. Odd to me. It's odd. It's like, I wouldn't imagine seeing like, oh, damn, there's like I know who this person is, but like, there's no like, where are they? Like, what the hell's going on here? Call the police. They call the school at 10:50. At 10:50. Okay? So yes, the whole thing is, CC says apparently she only called the daughter-in-law after appointment. We're only speculating that because why did it take from 9:33 to 10:50 to talk about a phone on a bench and a dog tied up with rope? That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Huh? What do you guys think? Okay, Claire, I say Claire from Claire England says a stile isn't a gate, it's a step up over a fence. A step up over a fence. Thank you. Okay, Lisa says, what does it mean phone back on the bench rather than law enforcement? No, law enforcement says the phone was placed on the bench. So I don't know. They actually corrected themselves in the first press conference of like, and then the phone was found on the bench, not found on the bench, not found on the bench, placed on the bench. So anyway, the phone was placed on the bench at 9:20. That's what they know from telephony. Someone else said a stile is a climbing structure, usually between fields for walkers or farmers to climb over to get into the adjacent field. Thank you. Thank you. And then S&S Detective Agency said no one places Nicola anywhere else after the upper field spotting. They took her, placed the phone on the bench. The dog smelled the phone and went there. That's what I don't know what to think. I just find this very odd that you go there and you're like, okay, I'm going to tie this dog up with a rope, not with a harness, not call the police. I'm going to tie this dog up with a rope. And I'll show you, there's another friend who's posted on Facebook. I'm just going to show you that. We've read her bullet points before, so we're going to do that again. So imagine it. Put yourself in those shoes. You're like, there's a phone, there's a dog. I'm going to tie the dog up with rope. I'm going to go to my appointment. At some stage, I'm going to call my daughter-in-law and be like, hey, there's a dog out there that I've tied up. There's also a phone. Now, in this time, from 9:33 to 10:50, why are there no other witnesses? Why did no one else see a dog tied with a rope to the bench? Why has law enforcement not said anything about that? I don't know. Maybe it's part of the investigation. I have no idea, but it's making me really worried. And then also, only at 10:50, the school was called, not the police, the school. The school are the people then that phoned Paul. And Paul was like, sorry, what? You found Willow and a phone. Like, sorry, what? And there's no sign of Nicola? Yeah, okay, call the police. He calls the police. Okay? Yes, it's twine. Yes, it's twine, you guys. Twine. Oh my word. Beck says I would never leave a dog alone like that. This is the thing. I wonder if she found the rope lying there. Who carries a rope? I just don't understand this. So think, guys. I'm revealing this information today because I really want us, and it is also, as I say, another friend also put it on Facebook, so that helps, so that I just don't sound like a crazy person here. But I have been looking at this for days. It keeps me up at night. It's bugging me. I don't understand how, okay, there's firstly this man that sees with a white fluffy dog and, sees Nicola up here at 9:10. No one else sees her after that. What is law enforcement looking for? Dash cam footage on Garstang Avenue and Blackpool Road, which this is Blackpool, this is Garstang. Actually, they said the A586 or whatever it's called. I'll look now on the other map. The point is they are looking for footage. Now, I keep showing it here. That's where I thought they're looking for the dash cam footage, this little stretch, because that's what I was told from emails, not from the friend. But someone yesterday emailed to say it's actually closer to here, like this little stretch. But either way, let's say between here and here, they're looking for dash cam footage, and they're very specific about 9:15. Why are you so specific about 9:15? You know what I mean? If there is no third-party involvement, if there is no abduction, possibility. I just don't get it. It's scary. Now, again, do you guys get it? Do you guys get what I'm saying? You put yourself in this person's shoes. They live very, very close, okay? It's all over the internet if you want to go there and look where, but I'm not going to say who. I'm not saying any names. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying this person that's very close and has a dog and walks there, and she's also you go on a walk at like 9:30, right? and you bust your ass in here. You're there, you walk in, okay, and then you're like, oh no, that's it, I gotta go to an appointment. So you're like, I'm walking, that's it, walk around, let me tie up this dog, and off I go. Like, how long were you walking? Because there's no account of that person walking all around the field or anything. There's only this person arriving at the bench and saying, damn, there's a phone. Cool, there's a phone and there's a dog. And it's so weird to me how in the first press conference especially, the police didn't mention that at all. They said the phone and the dog was found about an hour later. And I'm like, what? So are you with me? Let's just see here. On the case says they are looking in that area for dash cam video because her house is right there. Whose house? The person I'm talking about? Where the wind blows. Is like, geez, wound up. Like, don't you guys find it absolutely red flaggy and bizarre? This whole account. Oh my goodness. Okay, now let me take. Let's just do this quickly. Hello. Okay. Let me just find. Where's the other map? This one. Yes. I was looking how long it will take to walk there. Not very long. Here's Garstang. They said Garstang Road in the A586. So I wasn't far off. They mentioned this A586. Oh, too close. And so I'm thinking somewhere here. Wait, let's just look on the map quickly. I'm gonna say from here. Because they were very interested in the witnesses on allotment lane, which is the lady with the pram and the lady with the red coat. The other day, I also saw a video. Okay, where is it? What? Let me show you this quickly. Here's locals rallying for support, okay? Yes. I'm going to answer that quickly. How can police say that there's no third party? The movements of this person are very suspicious. I'm wondering if they're trying to decoy all of us. You know what I mean? Not that is the phone a decoy? I don't know. But are they trying to just get the public? Just don't look at that. There's nothing to see there, right? Okay. I'm going to show you something here quickly. I'm looking here. This is, I believe, if you matchy the pictures, one of the witnesses on allotment lane who said, I don't know why people are looking for me. I don't know anything. I don't see anything. But she was on allotment lane. The police are very interested. They have been on allotment lane quite a bit, huh? And then they're looking for that dash cam footage too. This is red coat lady. Witness, potential witness that they first said. There was first the elderly man they were looking for. And then they're like, okay. They spoke to him. White fluffy dog. Yeah, he saw about 3 people in the field. Now, who's that? Is it Nicola and 2 fishermen? Because there's that going around. Or is it Nicola and who? Who are the other 2 people? I want to know. Because that is important, right? Yeah, Kaylin says, why do you go for a walk when you have an appointment? That's the question. And I've kept quiet for so long about this. It's been killing me. Of just like, wait, what? You can't just be like, bust it out because you just don't know. But the more I think about it, the more it bothers me. Are you guys bothered by this at all or not? Am I just like, am I crazy? Am I just making something out of this? Because I'm just like, why? So you so the guy sees 3 people on the field. We don't know who the other 2 people are. Okay. And then this lady, damn. I mean, this lady is just like, found the phone, tied the dog up with a rope. Are you walking around with twine in your pocket? What is going on, you know? Okay, so Erica says, you want to help, but not butt into someone's business. I would have debated on what to do, not knowing if there was a problem or not. Normal reaction. Yes, but don't touch the phone because it could be evidence. You know what I mean? So let this be maybe a learning or a teaching moment, learning moment, whatever we call it. Why? If you find someone that you used to seeing them out there, this daughter-in-law knew, okay, I know this lady, that's Nicola. Don't grab the phone. Don't grab the phone. Call the police. It sounds very suspicious. And also, why aren't you scared? I want to know. Why are you not worried for your own safety at that point? I'm like, wait, what? Here's a dog. and my mother-in-law tied this dog up with rope, and then there's this phone, and it's been here for apparently an hour and 20 minutes from 9:33 to 10:50. Okay, I'm just going to don't grab the phone. Don't call the school, call the police. Unless, firstly, why are you not scared at all and call the police for your own safety? Or two, what are you scared of so that you don't call the police? I don't know. Anyway, here's this lady. You see it?
Well, in terms of the circumstances, yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's we hope at some point we'll come to know the truth, and we hope, deep down, we hope that it'll be a happy outcome for the family, but we don't know. But yeah, there's no point in speculating from our point of view, and for the kids, the younger ones don't really understand, but the older ones, we've talked things through, and actually we've been praying for the family, and just think the reality that life is vulnerable, and we are vulnerable.
Everyone's obviously.
Just going to pause it there for a second. Shelley said dog on rope. Police say dog on rope. Police haven't said a word about dog on rope. This is from family and friends going out there the next morning and asking around, walking around, speaking to people and being like, what? People that are in the immediate area are the dog walkers. And then that information came out, right? But Nicola lives in Inskip, so I don't understand why you say that. She lives in Inskip, which is 3 miles away, right? Okay, so right. Let me just get to something else. I want to show you something more. Just hold on 1 second. Firstly, we've got things to clear up and do. Let's just take a breather on that. All that is very, very hectic to me. I don't understand it, and I really hope more information that the police are digging into that information. Let's just see this. Yes. Okay, I'm reading it. Okay, so here, this is from the Lancashire Post, where I just wanted to update you on this one. Remember this guy that attempted to abduct someone in Barrowford? Today, they said on Monday, February 6th, so not today, Lancashire police said that the guy had been identified and spoken to. There's been some unfounded speculation on social media suggesting a possible connection between the man and Nicola Bulley's disappearance. Today, Lancashire police confirmed to the Post that there is no link between the two incidents located 35 miles apart. So just so we know that. Okay? Then, this is from Tillian. We've read her bullet points before. She said, missing Nicola Bulley. Updated 8th of February. I will continue to update and when is necessary. Please share key facts and information. 8:43. Nikki walked along. Remember Nicola? Nikki is her nickname according to all her friends and family, right? Nikki walked along the path by the River Wyre, after dropping the kids off at school. At 8:47, a dog walker, someone who knew Nikki, saw her walking with Willow around the lower field. I wonder who that is, okay? 8:53, Nikki sent an email to her boss. 8:59, Nikki sent a message to a friend. At 9:01, Nikki logged onto the Teams call. At 9:10, a witness who knows Nikki saw her walking Willow on the upper field. 9:20, the phone was back in the bench area. 9:33, dog walker found mobile phone on bench, harness with lead attached between the bench and the river, and the dog agitated between the bench and the stile. Dog walker tied up dog with string attached to the collar and left the phone on the bench and returned home. They informed a family member that there was a phone and a dog at the bench as she had an appointment. Interesting. You could literally just stand there and call the school right there. Or if you don't know who it is, which why don't you know who it is? Because you literally are a regular dog walker in the area and your daughter-in-law knows who it is. So I don't know. Anyway, 10:50. Dog walker's family member went to the bench, recognized who the phone belonged to. Now, can you imagine that? Damn, I'm from South Africa. I don't know if my phone would last there from 9:33 to 10:50. I think someone might take it. But either way, no one from 9:33 to 10:50 saw anything. That's so weird as well. Damn. Okay. 10:50, dog walker's family member went to the bench, recognized who the phone belonged to, and recognized Willow and called the school immediately at 10:50 a.m. The school called Paul straight away, who immediately called the police and drove straight to where Nikki was last seen and where Willow was. Were there any other witnesses that saw the dog tied up between 9:33 and 10:50? This is a huge chunk of time. I also wonder then, police saying the dog was running loose. So then at what point was the dog loose? When was the dog untied? Who untied the dog? The dog was said to be running loose. But here it's got a rope attached to the collar. So I'm like, oh, damn. Okay. So the school called Paul straight away, who immediately called the police and drove straight to where Nikki was last seen and where Willow was. He is also very familiar with the area. He walks there all the time. With Nikki, sometimes by himself, also walking Willow. So were there any, this is very important, were there any other witnesses that saw the dog tied up between 9:33 and 10:50? This is a huge chunk of time. To cover some of the comments being made with permission, Paul and Nikki both mostly work from home, which is why he was at home that day. They have CCTV, and there is a reason why Paul has never been a suspect. Family and friends need these accusations to stop immediately. The fact that I've had to write this is disgusting, to be honest. They both do this walk regularly, and Paul's very well known in the community and very well recognized. The dog never has her harness on for a chunk of that walk. It's removed at the gate at the top of the field. At the gate at the top of the field, and then put back on at the gate when they leave. They very rarely take the ball out for walks with Willow now because she's very, very protective over the ball and haven't done for a while. Someone was actually saying, what if somebody who knew Nicola's routine and with Willow and everything brought a ball along and was like, look, and threw the ball for Willow to then run. But family friends have said Willow's extremely obedient. So if Nicola calls Willow, she'd normally just stop in her tracks and come to her. Lancashire Liberty Adventures. You say, Grizzly True Crime, your coverage of this has been fantastic, even better than some of the locals. Thank you so much for bringing attention to this case. Thank you so much. Bushwhacker says, can the G crew confirm with me, please? Willow was bound, you mean tied with string or thin rope? Apparently thin rope, twine. A technique used to rob or control by some is to pick up a dog loose from the owner, tie a string around the dog's neck, let the dog down. Okay, could be. When you're like, how do they know? Are you guys asking how do they know about this rope thing? Because they went there the next day. Family and friends went there the next day to the area to look again of what the hell was going on here. I also find it interesting how the police have never taken custody of the harness or the lead. No, but they do still have Nicola's phone, but they've never taken possession of the harness and lead, which is odd to me. Like, shouldn't you take that for evidence or something? I don't know. Caught it off the bench, take it for evidence. I don't know what's going on here. But it's definitely a little bit worrying for me, personally. You can make up your own mind. If you're not worried at all, okay, it's okay. So, Nikki quite often would put her phone on loudspeaker when talking. The dog was found very close to the bench and the harness. The harness was found on the floor and not on the bench. Nikki is an incredibly strong swimmer. Nikki drove to the school and then left her car there and walked to the river. The dog was dry when found, which is also odd to me, especially given that at 9:20 the phone is placed on the bench and by 9:33 this person claims to have found it. And we only know it from her, huh? We only know it from that one person that, yeah, I found the phone on the bench and I found the dog at 9:33 and tied up the dog. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, because normally if a dog isn't tied up and somebody is going in the water, they'd probably jump in there too. Probably. Right? Janet says, gee, the offenders list you had was very sus. Oh, man. Okay, definitely maybe says, if Grumpy walks her dog there a lot and Nicola walks there all the time, then how did Grumpy not recognize the dog? She must know the dog and know who owns the dog. Must have seen Nicola with the dog. That's what I'm wondering. It's a small town, small village, small area. They know each other. So how can this person not know? It's so odd to me. Oh my word. It makes me so nervous. It gives that gut feel, of like, what? Okay. So the dog was dry when found. The dog has since been back and didn't react to anything near the bench. Only reacted top field where Nicola was last seen at 9:10. CCTV at the residential park at the top of the field had one camera not working. Unfortunately, the one that would have seen Nikki on the field towards the gate, not Wyreside Farm. Okay. Luna says too many assumptions. Yeah, I wish you knew everything. I wish you had followed the train of thought for 3 days. I hope I'm making sense though. Okay. So you guys know I'm very reserved, I still am, but I'm like, damn, this is worrying me. And I think it's just important to share just so that we can ask questions of like, why from 9:33 to 10:50? What happened between 9:33 and 10:50? Why did no one see the phone? Why did no one see the dog? Why did no one see the dog tied up? Why was the dog found bone dry? Why was the dog found running loose? It's just so odd. You know? Sure. Okay. So anyway, Paul and Nikki's previous address was a semi-detached cottage at Larbreck, which is why that address is on their business details, because people have been digging into that. Sorry, I skipped one there where they say, although the CCTV image of Nikki looks like a blue jacket, which is from her home. That CCTV is from her home. She's wearing a long black gilet jacket with a thinner black coat underneath. The abandoned house and outbuildings have not yet been searched, as it is not currently a crime investigation. You see that? You see that? What her family needs right now is as much positivity as possible, please. I hope this post helps with some of the questions or speculation. Please think before you type and please share. Just the Dab says, Rowan Water is a gated complex with one CCTV cam not working at the upper field. I wonder how possible it was to get a vehicle to the upper field and back. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. All right. So I'm definitely going to read this live chat replay later because I'm sure I'm missing an absolute ton. I'm sure you guys are saying lots of clever things. Please email me as well, grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. I actually really need your help with this. Like, I really would appreciate emails, thoughts, answers on what you think is going on here, because I'm just not so sure. I just don't know. So if we go back there one more time. Last seen up here at 9:10, and you guys are saying with the CCTV, by the way, is here. There's a pole here. And I can actually look for it. Wait. I'm going to look for a picture. Okay, just hold on one second. Oh, there's Peter Paulding is doing an interview live now on YouTube, so I'm going to look at that in a moment. I just want to quickly see this one picture, man. Come on now. There's a picture of this CCTV footage. Not footage, pole. This is the pole. It's a bit blurry. Sorry about that. But that is it's about a 15-foot pole with 2 cameras on it, and the one CCTV camera is not working. We've looked at that at length, okay? Davey says, why call the school and not the police? Yes. The Angel Rock says, Grizzly True Crime, you're vocalizing exactly what we've all been thinking, following this with you right from the beginning. Well, thank you. I find it quite scary. So there needs to be, I hope there will be answers. Okay, let's just see what's going on here. Peter Paulding, where is he? Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm looking for him. I don't think he's quite on here right now. Sorry, I'm just looking for something for you guys. Just hold on one second. I don't think that one's it. Okay, so look at this one.
Really clearing the area down by the actual weir today, because that we couldn't actually get the boat in to get the sonar over yesterday. So that's it's quite shallow. So we need to put the team in to look at that area, and then we want to sonar the first little stretch of the river just going down, just to confirm nothing's there, and then I'm happy with this area. It's totally clear.
The police in the police press conference, they emphasise that they're pretty convinced that Nicola did fall into the water. You don't necessarily go along with that. Can you say why?
My opinion here is that if Nicola had gone in at that bench, and with all my experience of dealing with drowning victims every year, she would have gone to the bottom or drifted maybe a couple of meters and gone to the bottom. The police divers, who are very professional, thoroughly searched this river that day, this stretch of river, all the way down there with a police dive team, and she wasn't there. The current, there's hardly any current here, and in my experience, they don't move very far. Bodies do not move that far for that.
Bodies do not move that far. Okay, so that's what he was saying. Sorry, I would need to actually boost this a bit. It's a little bit soft.
That time, and it's been dive searched twice, and we've searched this stretch of river, and she's clearly not in this part.
Is it feasible that the body could have drifted 15 kilometres to Morecambe Bay?
No, not with this not on this tidal river. In my experience, I mean, things tend to get washed in and washed out, but there's so many bends and snag hazards. It's very shallow down there as well. As the tide goes out, it hits the stones. We had a boat grounded the other day. There's nowhere to go.
Right. And what is the visibility like when you're with the sonar and underwater? How far can your sonar see?
The sonar is crystal clear. I mean, I can see every rock on the bottom, every stone, stick. It's the best you can buy, and I can sort of give a guarantee that there's nothing in this part from the bench down to the weir, and hand on heart there.
Right. And have you spoken to Nicola's partner Paul today or last night?
I'm meeting up with Paul later.
And we know that he did. Okay, so Mercedes says I should start a podcast. I had a podcast before I joined YouTube. I got lots of episodes, and it's all on Patreon, and it's accessible at all tiers. All the tiers get the same. So that's to answer that one. And yes, Algoma said this whole case is, it's a bona fide mystery. And then someone was saying maybe Grumpy Lady is just a grumpy lady. Sure. John Day UK says grumpy is your key. Grumpy might just be grumpy, but what's interesting to me is how defensive Grumpy and family are being right now. Very defensive in any post made online by any friends or family is being dealt with quite aggressively, which I'm like, it's that's quite interesting. You know, why aren't you helping? Why aren't you concerned about where Nicola is? You know what I mean? Normally, if you're right there in the proximity of where someone went missing, like, damn, I'd be so worried, right? Anyway, maybe it is just a grumpy lady. Maybe it is. I want to show you one more thing, at least one more thing. I have another stream later on the Idaho case with John Kelly joining us. So that will happen in 90 minutes from now. And in 45, I've got to meet with him to talk. So I don't have much more time here. Let me just quickly show you this. Let's go back to this, and then I've got another clip to show you. You see this? This was the very first press briefing. And listen carefully. Listen carefully.
At 9:15 a.m. She was last seen walking her small brown dog on the towpath of the River Wyre. The dog was found about an hour later, as was her mobile phone. So her family are very concerned, as are we. We've mounted a really intensive operation to try and find Nicola, including a number of specialist officers from our Northwest Underwater Regional Search Unit and specialist investigators who are supporting.
I just wanted to say that they're talking about dash cams and they're looking specifically at 9:15. That's why I'm like, 9:15. You're very focused on 9:15. And Nicola was actually seen at 9:10 on that like upper field. So very interesting to me, right? Someone was saying, who lives with Grumpy? I don't want to give away too much. Who lives with Grumpy? I think with Grumpy, speculatively speaking, could be their son, daughter-in-law, and yes, the daughter-in-law went out there physically to look at the dog and the phone situation. And then the school was called at 10:50. We don't have exact confirmation of when the daughter-in-law went to look. All we know is at 9:33, apparently the phone was found on the bench. The dog was then tied up with a rope. Interesting. And then the daughter-in-law was told and came out there at some point, and at 10:50 the school was called. Thank you so much. And someone else was asking, does Grumpy have a husband? Apparently Grumpy's husband has passed away. So there's that. Sorry to call. Well, she did it a bit to herself. She's known to be quite grumpy. So just saying. Where's this other clip, man? Damn it. Just hold on 1 second. It's all pinned here. I've got so many things to show you. We've listened to the voice note. Yes, we've seen that. I've got Rowan water going here. Yes, this one. No, that's not it. Stand by. Okay, wait, just give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. I was trying to find you this clip. I had it pinned somewhere, and I'm like, where is it? Because I still promised to show you this. The search is apparently from SGI's team done. They've wrapped up for the day. They finished. Not for just for the day. They're done. They're like, she's not in that water. She's not there. They can't find her, and that's that, right? Okay, so let's look at this clip.
It's tough online. A lot of people sort of supporting you. They're hanging on your every word. But then you've also got detractors, and people are accusing you of coming up here for not doing this mission out of the kindness of your heart, even though you're volunteering not only your time and your staff's time. They think that there is an ulterior motive. For the record, do you have an ulterior motive with being up here?
I have no ulterior motive. Look, I search for it. I have given my time to many cases free of charge. We get paid to do police diving operations, okay? But I offered my services for a whole week with April Jones. There was no media around all that. I never gave any interviews for that, and that's it. And then the other one was Ellis Downs. The poor lad was left laying in the river. No one could find him. I came in and found him, and I done that totally free of charge for that family. I donate life jackets to kids for schools. I do a lot for charity. I don't need publicity. The press have come to me for this. I am not openly. If I don't give information, then I'll get slated. So I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. There's no ulterior motive for me.
What message do you have to the people then who are sitting at home, keyboard warriors, accusing you of all these things?
Well, I suggest maybe they come out and maybe look for dead people underwater in the dark, murky waters on a freezing cold night at 3 o'clock in the morning when they're dealing with a drowning victim, and watch them get pulled out of the water. That's my message to them. They are heartless individuals, and they need to go and watch the paramedics work at night and the other emergency services dealing with the sort of grief we have to deal with.
Yes. So he actually, I must find where he said it himself. Like, damn, he was not happy with that. Peter Holding, very insulted by all of that. Like, what in the hell? He said, look here. This is what you get for trying to help people. I have given my life to helping families looking for missing loved ones. Do our job searching in dark, murky waters for drowning victims. My team and I don't deserve this trash. Oh, I felt so bad when I saw that. I see a lot of Grizzlies. I mean, we're all tweeting and liking and commenting and cheering them on. But, oh, man, how horrible that people are saying, this guy's got ulterior motives and, throwing a red flag at him. Kat, thank you so much. Thanks for all you do. Have a gin and tonic on me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So that sucked. And then I have another clip here to show you. Isn't it interesting how, again, we're not privy to all the information? Of course not. We know 5 to 10, maybe 10% of a case. I don't know what law enforcement knows or what they're really looking into, or what they're actually investigating, but they say the primary working hypothesis is that Nicola went into the water, but there's no evidence of that. So it is hard. A lot of people are kicking back against them, saying, don't speculate. I mean, myself included. Why? Because they're speculating. It's a primary working hypothesis with no evidence. So if there's no evidence of her falling into the water, wow, then there's no evidence of her being abducted and things like that. Well, then it's a complete mystery right now, and we have to keep an open mind because it's all about Nicola. It's all about finding Nicola. That's all anyone should be caring about right now. Bushwhacker, we can't judge someone who may be struggling with life right now. They maybe didn't choose to be in this place to be questions when they can't even answer their own life questions. Care is key. Thank you, Bushwhacker. I don't know if you're talking about Grumpy or not, but there's a lot. If you start digging there's a lot to look into. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so let's continue now. John Bo says, so I'm just going to pause the video. Her Facebook profile is public, so a stalker could have followed her. Also, any suspicious vehicles near the upper field will be seen on CCTV or dash cam. And they're looking at 700 vehicles so far, and they are asking the people to come forward with information, which if you're a dodgy person, why are you coming forward? To be like, oh, yeah, okay. Dash cam, they've already identified there's 700 vehicles and people they want to talk to that were driving those vehicles. Now it's like, can you please come here and talk to us? That's going to be a long process. That in itself is like, damn. Alina, thank you so much. I got your I got your second round. Pink gin and tonic for UG. Love for UG. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay. So Ride on Josephine says, yes, we don't know, but we must at least look and keep looking. Yes. That's all. Look and keep looking. I haven't said any names. I'm not pointing any fingers, but please look into what I'm saying with this 9:33 and 10:50. Suzanne says, thanks for all you do, G. I even like your I'll be right back music and bear footage. Thank you so much. Okay, let's listen to this one together.
To Peter Blexley. Well, I mean, we've sort of said
he makes a lot of sense, this dude. So Peter is a former New Scotland Yard detective.
And there's no evidence to.
Right? Especially normally in a missing persons case, we see them share as much information as possible. We haven't even seen a flyer. Have we seen a flyer from the police? Did they make a flyer? I know we've shared flyers, but I've seen lots of people make flyers, but I don't know if it was the police that made it. So normally they share as much information as possible about a missing person. So if this is not a criminal investigation or anything like that, then what is it? You know, then what are you saying? Are they thinking then, or they're trying to say that, oh, she probably left by herself? Like, how is that even possible? Why would that happen? It is possible. It's a possibility. It's one of the many possibilities. However, what are they saying? And I agree with this guy. I'm like, just damn, yes, they should be giving as much information as possible to help the public then find the missing person if it's just a missing person inquiry, right? Yes. Okay. So any information, please share it. Everything's in the description box. I did want to say that just as a reminder, because I think some of you may have missed some of the previous live streams, and please go check them out because there's so much information there that you do want to see. I mean, I'm not just saying it to be like, ooh, yes, go look there. I'm promoting my episode. There's information there that maybe you want to catch up on so we're all on the same page. Her Fitbit was last synced to her phone on Tuesday, according to her friend, which I think that was her friend Emma. Her phone was shared on an article, was last synced, the Fitbit last synchronized with her phone on Tuesday. She went missing on Friday. So Friday was the 27th. 3 days before then, on the Tuesday, right? Jonathan, please send me an email. Please send me an email. When you have breaking news, send it to me. What are we looking at? I'm looking. Breaking news on the Sun newspaper. I mean, what is it? Hold on. We won't type it in. Then, I have to go now in any minute now. And then I've got another live stream later. So I just want to show you this at this 9-minute mark. Here.
Okay. So this is the stretch of the River Wyre next to, and here is the bench. There has actually been some criticism in recent days. The local parish chairman has called for people to have respect. Basically, it's been reported that people have been travelling for miles to visit this area and take selfies on the bench where Nicola's phone was found. Her dog lead was also found on this bench on that morning, and the dog Willow, her Springer spaniel, was spotted running nearby. So these are the fields here. This is the lower field where Nicola was spotted on that morning. She was spotted here at 8:50.
Okay, sorry, it wasn't actually there. He actually says in this clip, it's just from another link. That's the actual mirror link. I've got the Facebook link somewhere that at lunchtime, Peter Falding had said he's done with the search there, which is, in one way sad, and in one way I'm also glad that they didn't find Nicola there. Also, no, Kelly, that is not a rope next to it. I've just asked the friend of the family as well, and they say, wait, I'm looking quickly. I'm pretty sure that's not true. All of them looked around the bench the next morning, and there was nothing like that there, unless it was removed the previous day. But they've been walking that route with their dogs several times and never noticed a rope tied to the bench. I have seen that picture of something on the bench there, but it's apparently not like a permanent rope that's there. I hope that answers that question. And also, what is something else I wanted to share? Apparently, Grumpy's, I don't know what else to call it. Dog walker lady, is that what we're saying? Dog walker lady, DWL. The other dog walker lady who found the phone and everything and tied Willow up with a rope, I believe it is her son that set up the CCTV cameras at their property. And I would wonder if they then also set up the CCTV on the other side, and if any of them would have knowledge of the one camera not working. I would wonder if the son knows a lot about CCTV footage. Okay. Man, I'm like walking on eggshells over here. So here, also quickly before I go, they say Lancashire police are now extending their search for Nicola out to sea towards Morecambe Bay. Morecambe. Do you guys say Morecambe, right? Morecambe Bay, 21 miles away. Superintendent Sally Riley said, our search of the river and the river banks extends out to sea, particularly the area from Knot End towards Morecambe. It's understood search teams will be sweeping the sea around Morecambe Bay. That's interesting. Grumpy does have a dog. Dog walker lady has a dog, even though Grumpy lady hates all the other people's dogs. And may be one of the dog walkers who says, if I see your dog off its leash, I'm going to shoot it. Maybe. It could be that same person, the same dog walker that we're talking about. Also, this supporting the finding of Nicola Jane Bulley. I don't know why, but they say this group is temporarily paused for 2 days. And admin paused this group. Group activity will resume on February 11th. So I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because Emma, the friend, was getting attacked so hard, like so badly online or from this group or something. I'm not too sure what is going on here, but it's been paused for 2 days. So I know the theories are going really wild over here. So there's that as well. That's the map. What's this one? We've seen that. Yes. Okay, I think we've actually pretty much worked through everything. I hope that you guys have understood what I brought today, what I can bring from what I know. Okay. And the police also said in their first press conference that they did search upstream, because downstream would be this way towards that Fleetwood area. And they have also searched upstream, apparently. So all along here, and we actually saw the SGI group also along here yesterday. They were all along here yesterday. There were photos of that. So they say they have searched upstream, but they need to still search buildings, I would assume, because they say it's not a criminal investigation, which is what that other friend, Tilly Ann, was saying. They would love it if they still search cabins and derelict buildings such as these, for instance, like something over here, like searching that. Man, you know? It's also interesting that they've got like mountain search and rescue and plane officer, police, everything. They've got all the search teams, everything you could possibly have. Uniformed ones, plainclothes ones. They've got mountain rescue, drones, all sorts, they said, and specialist teams. But why? If you think she just fell in the water right there, then why have you got all of that? Why are you looking with your mountain search team? Thank you so much, Jane. Stanley says, could police sync the Fitbit from Nicola's phone? Morecambe, thank you so much. Morecambe, okay. Thank you. I will. It's always the pronunciation with all the different countries, right? I'm South African, living in the Netherlands, if you didn't know. So, yes. And apparently, you know, they said yesterday in the press conference, they checked here. Everyone's saying, did they check the water? Apparently, they've checked this water as well. I'm not sure how much they've checked, though. I'd love to know. But anyway, they've checked here. This is a gated community from this area. To go in here is apparently gated, and there's like a padlock and a key code and everything. So, there's that as well to consider. And yes, as we know, Nicola was last seen around this area. That's also the area where Willow was barking, which is why the elderly man noticed Willow and Nicola, especially that day. He said there were about 3 people in the field, so I would like to know who are those 3 people. Is it Nicola and 2 others, and who are the 2 others then? That's what we want to know, please. Bushwhacker. We just want Nicola to hug her family and Willow again. I have so much pride, y'all. Thank you. Yes, we do. We do want that. Okay, the pronunciation. Police are telling me something else. Wait. I missed that one. It just flew by. Morecambe. It depends how you say it in your accent, right? Morecambe. Okay. So they said they've cleared this area yesterday. They're like, we've searched this Rowan Water area, which is actually kind of like luxury cabins here. The police say they've searched that. Okay. And they're still looking for dash cam. And they had a lot of interest in allotment lane, which is this one. This is allotment lane. And they're looking for dash cam footage here. Still very interesting. Okay. Are we all on the same page? I'm going to say it one more time. So Nicola was seen there at 9:10. No one saw her again after that. All we know is the phone was placed on the bench at 9:20. That's how they word it. Placed on the bench. They know that from telephony. The harness was on the ground. Willow, according to police, was running freely. According to everything we knew, running freely. However, the person who found Willow and the phone says they tied Willow up with a rope, then went off to an appointment, then called their daughter-in-law. The daughter-in-law actually came out here to this bench. And I wonder then, was Willow then untied or what? Because is that why police say Willow was running around or what? Found the phone, 10:50 a.m. That's like an hour and 20 later. Give or take, 9:33 to 10:50, and then called the school, who then called Paul. Just to get the story straight there. So there's a lot of time that passed between 9:33 and 10:50. And also interesting then that law enforcement is still looking for dash cams at 9:15. They now say 9 to 10, but the first 2 press conferences, they're very busy with 9:15, which is interesting to me. So that's all interesting, and I hope that they're looking into all of that, because the last people to ever see Nicola and the people who saw the phone and all that in the hour and 20 passes and then called the school, those are interesting people. I hope they're looking. I'm sure they are. That's what police do. But at this point, if they're just saying, nope, she fell in the water, it makes us all worried, right? It's normal to feel worried at this point about this because it makes no sense. Actually, none of it makes sense. Whatever theory we look at, it's like, damn, there's so many things that don't make sense. This is an extremely concerning, mysterious case. My personal theory and opinion, it feels like an abduction case. It feels scary, like, oh my word. And then to think, as Cece said earlier, well, with the police saying, no, it's just missing person, nothing, it's just she fell in the water. Well, then is everyone else feeling super safe and just walking around as per normal? It seems so. Even the red coat lady was back out there just walking by herself, with her dog, just like, okay, carrying on as per normal. But if you're in the area, please stay safe. Deborah Leah says maybe a Fitbit was thrown in the water. I mean, that could also be an option. How do we know? They just say she didn't leave the River Wyre, the riverside area. Okay, they didn't see her leave, but so much to think about. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here because I could honestly sit here all day. Let me just see quickly what's happening here. Okay, interesting. Can we call her red coat? No. Oh, Lady Moonlight says she was very unkind to a family member of mine who was simply trying to book, very erratic and aggressive and fixated on if they had a dog, which they didn't. I saw that actually on TripAdvisor and all that. And just remember, red coat lady and dog walker lady, grumpy lady are not the same lady. Those are 2 different people. It's also not the lady with the pram. Okay? So we had the first witness that police were looking at was the elderly man with the white fluffy dog. His wife spoke for him, I want to say, because came forward to the media and said, oh yes, he was there. And he said there were about 3 people in the field, which even that's interesting. The second person would be that they were interested in the lady in the red coat with a white dog. That was on allotment lane. They found her very quickly, and she said, I don't know why they're looking for me so much because we've spoken before and I saw nothing. She saw nothing. The third person they were looking for was the lady with like a yellowish jacket and a pram. They found her, spoke to her. They never reported back what she said. We haven't heard what she said. So those are the three witnesses, okay, that we've looked at so far. What we're looking at today is the person who found the phone. It's neither of those three or the wife of the elderly man. It's somebody else. That person who found the phone and that daughter-in-law and that person's son who's responsible for the CCTV, not on the field of their own place. I'm just saying that whole thing in the timeline just is very interesting to me. I don't know what's going on there. And to me, it would be, at this point, irresponsible of me if I say nothing. Because if it can help find Nicola, we got to think about it. We just have to think about it and be like, okay, let's, at least now the police have a email tip line. I must find it again. I will rather link it below so that I don't botch it. But it was, just wait for it. I got it here. Nicola Bulley investigation at lancashire.police.uk. I think I actually put it here yesterday. Did I not? Wait. Nicola Bulley investigation. Yes, this one. Okay. They've now got an email address for tips. Now I know they've been inundated with tips, so don't just send them a whole bunch of crap, okay? Make sure that you're clear, concise, bullet points, whatever you want to send there, you can at least send it like this now instead of just call it in. I think it's sad that it's after 11 or 12 days they launched the email address. I wish that was there from the start. It could have helped. There's so many things that I've wanted to get through to them myself, and then we get all the British Grizzlies. I've been communicating with them and doing a whole bunch of behind the scene, like StreamYard and, chatting and trying to just get the message across of just like, could you just pass this along? Because there's lots of things all along the way that it's like, wait, what? Okay, so everyone, stay safe, especially if you're in the area. Please think outside the box, especially with some of these details. And if you think there's anything that you can provide to law enforcement that could be helpful, please do so. Please think of the family. Be kind to the family. Be kind to the friends. It's not attack family or friends. My word, that friend is being attacked hard. Like, don't do that. Right now, focus. Laser beam focus. Where is Nicola Bulley? Because clearly Peter Faulding is like, she's not in this water here. She's not in the water. So now they're looking further out to sea. There is still a possibility, although Peter Faulding, specialist, says that's unlikely. But there is still a possibility that she could have fallen into the water and gone over that weir, and then once you get over the weir, it becomes tidal. Maybe. So there is a possibility. Some people have fallen into the river before, drowned before, and only surfaced 8 weeks or so later, or much later. So that is a possibility. But I just want to make sure that we're not like, complacent, sitting here going, okay, well, everything's safe and everything's fine, never mind, because what if Nicola's still out there, didn't fall into the water, alive, abducted, or something? Or even if one wants to say, did she go by herself? Well, then mental health is a concern. Is she okay? Thank you so much, Krishna. All right. Helena says, check your Strava setting, people. I would agree with that. Okay. I'm going to have a live stream in the next, let me tell you quickly, in 55 minutes. So it's on the hour, the next hour. It's 9 o'clock EU time. 8 o'clock UK time. It is on the Idaho case. If you didn't follow that, you might want to check that out just so that you're on the same page or read up a little bit on it. I've got a whole playlist for it. And John Kelly, a criminal profiler and psychotherapist, is going to be on the show with me. He's a favorite here at Grizzly True Crime, and he's going to be talking to us about Brian Koberger possibly, being fired from his teacher assistant job, all that information that's come out, just the profile of him, is he the knife sheath? We'll discuss that. Him leaving it there, was it planned, or did he make a mistake, or what is it? We're going to discuss all of that. So I'm going to have to switch gears in a moment because now I'm very focused on this case. Of course, please like, share #Nicola Bulley. It would be helpful. You can also #Grizzly True Crime. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Put the bell on so that you don't miss out on live streams. And if you don't trust YouTube notifications, go to Patreon because I share my live stream notifications there quite often as well. Then at least okay, I am going live. So the patrons today were the very first to know I am doing a second live stream. This stream will lead you to the next one. If it doesn't automatically do that for you, just go to my homepage and you'll see it there. All right, everyone. Yeah, you're like, John Kelly. All the Grizzlies. John Kelly. Okay. So, you say Lancashire Post interviewed Grumpy. Do you have the link? Just send me everything you've got on that, because there's a couple of things we've been brainstorming behind the scenes here. grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. On my website, grizzlytruecrime.com, you can find all the links for everything. Okay. I will see you in the next one, guys. Stay safe. Thank you, mods. Really appreciate it. And see you in the next one, which is in 50 minutes or so. Bye, everyone.